Sunday afternoon. Great outlet pass to Baines, and he's able to chip that deep into the zone. As I see Porosny, Baines, and Smith out here to start this third period. A different look for your Iceman, but not on the power play. Of course, so the power play unit is out here. Forgot we were on the power play to start this third period. 44 seconds remaining as Ferris kicks that off the wall. Takes a weird, awkward bounce, and due to the water on the ice, the puck not responding as usual. Colomb comes back to get it, moves it to Porosny. Porosny hounded in the neutral zone, but Colomb able to get it, fires it in on Terry. He steers that into the corner. Porosny over to pick that up. Smith gets it, tries to get loose. Ferris ties up his man enough for Smith to come through and pick it up and get it back to Colomb. Baines with the puck. Kicks it down below to Porosny. Porosny up the half wall. Sauce pass up to the top. Colomb fires it, and that goes off of the leg of Smith. High in the slot. Smith will go off as the penalized player is back on, and we're back to 5-on-5. Gwinnett tries to pick Spruce Grove defender's pocket as two players go tumbling to the ice behind Perkus. Vanderham dips, dives, pulled down and right into the pads of Terry as Vanderham head first into the net, along with a couple players as the net is dislodged. Like every player is no worse for wear after that drive to the net by Vanderham. He's able to get the puck through the legs of the defender and find himself on the other side in close with Terry, and like a mid-80s Oilers move. It was a Glenn Anderson, take the puck to the net, and you go in as well. So Terry no worse for wear. Face off to the right of him as Vanderham in to take the draw for your Iceman. Nobody waved out of the face-off circle on that as Spruce Grove jumped the gun. Spruce Grove will win the face-off, move it to the opposite boards as Knapsik's over to pick that off, and Vanderham gets it. Centering pass, looking for Gwinnett, doesn't connect. Almost. Gwinnett, that would have been right on his forehand, right in front of the blue paint. Dips and dives to the net as the Spruce Grove forward with some speed. Can't find himself getting separation between Foot and Homulus. And Spruce Grove can only come back out and regroup. Gwinnett with the puck. Gwinnett, short side upstairs on Terry, and Terry able to get a piece of it with his blocker and get that up into the netting for a stoppage of play. Just under 3 minutes into this final frame, your Sierra Icemen leading the Spruce Grove Trojans by 2 goals, a score of 5-3. Baines, Binder, Giamroli line back out, as well as Carrier and Carrero. Good job by Giamroli on the back check, backtrack to fend his opponent into the boards and steer him and keep him wide on the entry. And Carrier's outlet pass to Giamroli sails through the neutral zone down 200 feet for icing. Good job by Carrier to make that pass hard, so if it doesn't connect with Giamroli, it is an icing and not on a Spruce Grove player's stick. Ooh. Puck softly lobbed on the backhand through the blue paint. Doesn't connect, and Binder will pick it up. He'll move that back to Carrero. Carrero curls back in his own zone. Go D to D behind the net to Carrier. Carrier chips it up the near boards to Binder. Binder centers up to Baines. Baines to Giamaroli. Giamaroli lobs that deep into the zone, gets his own rebound. Baines can't fight it, and Binder couldn't collect that as well as found Binder with some daylight there to the left of Terry. So the net comes off his moorings again, and the official blows the play dead. Colomb and Ferris, the D pairing out here now. As well as Perosny centering the line of Smith and Sawyer. Sawyer fends off his man. It's a possible 3-on-1. Sawyer. Shot on net goes off the Spruce Grove defenseman. So I think he tried to put that shot in low on Terry to create a rebound for Smith, but that goes up into the netting. It's a good job by the Trojans defenseman to get a stick on it. And negate that 3-on-1 odd man rush by the Iceman. Face off one by Sierra. Smith gets dumped off the face-off circle. He comes in to get it. Moves it over to Perosny, but Spruce Grove trying to spring a man as Ferris forces his man and ties him up along the boards at the Sierra bench. The official giving commands for both to tell both players to part ways. And then on the entry, Spruce Grove is offside. So the faceoff will be right outside, or right at the Sierra bench. Vanderham in to take the draw. Gwinnett and Knapsick on his flanks. Homulus and Foot, the D pairing. Homulus pounded and hooked on the exit. No call on the play. Homulus tries to move that to the opposite boards. It's picked off by Spruce Grove. 2-on-1, centering pass. Perkins slid across. Spruce Grove player unable to handle that cleanly. As a great centering pass, and he would have been all alone with Perkins having to go left to right to make that stop. Vanderham, quick up to Knapsick. Knapsick enters the zone. Backhand pass, trying to hit Vanderham. Vanderham picks it up. Gwinnett gets that puck, not able to get a good shot off as Spruce Grove comes back the other way. Possible 3-on-2 developing as that's broken up, but Spruce Grove player tries to get inside on Homulus, and Homulus is able to break that play up. Shoveled at the net up over the head of Perkins. A little bit of sloppy play by both teams here in the third period. As Spruce Grove picks up the puck, brings it back in, and Homulus able to keep his man to the outside, but as a result gets him off balance, and Spruce Grove player ends up falling awkwardly on Perkins, and Sierra players take exception. Vanderham has a man tied up in front of the net. The official's got his notebook out and is making documentations of the infractions. The official was pen and paper out. Reviewing the documentation and then seeing which infractions will come out of the scrum in front of Perkins. So Homulus, 1-on-1 with his man, knocks his player off balance as he went to the net. Perkins covers it up, and the Spruce Grove player tumbled onto Perkins, and Sierra players took exception. I see one Trojans player in the box already. This game officiated by one official and two linesmen. Looks like it's going to be a double minor assessed to the Spruce Grove Trojans. So they will need a player serving the second 2-minute infraction. Do not yet see a Sierra player going to the bench or going to the penalty box. The shots on goal right now in the third period, 30-17 overall in favor of your Icemen. Looks like Homulus is going to the sin bin as well. So looks like it's going to be Homulus, Vanderham, and 2 Spruce Grove players. So it should be 5-on-5 here. Unless by chance Spruce Grove gets an additional infraction. You see Coach Ferris straddling the Sierra bench, waiting for an explanation from the officials. The head official still discussing it with his linesman. So right away when that happens, the linesmen want to try to get in and break things up, and the official's job, the referee's job, is to make note of any infractions. And right away you could see the referee with his pen and paper out. Looks like it's going to be 5-on-5. As I overheard a Trojans player coming back to his respective bench to advise his coaching staff. So both teams getting an unscheduled rest here to just under 6 minutes into the third period. So 2 penalties aside, coincidental penalties to 2 Spruce Grove players, as well as Homulus and Vanderham. And it'll be 5-on-5 with a face-off to the left of Perkus. So Baines' line out here, his usual comrades, Binder and Giamaroli. Coleman Ferris manning the point. Shot in on net and steered aside by Perkus, who had to be sharp as that shot from the Spruce Grove defenseman came in. The puck is, the icing is waved off, and Spruce Grove's going to come back in. Forehand, backhand, and a goal by Spruce Grove. As a counterattack by number 7, Winston Rivard. I believe by far their best forward. Rivard came in with speed, beat the Sierra defenseman wide. Fake backhand, took Perkus left to right and buried it upstairs over the blocker of Perkus to make it a 1-goal game and draw the Trojans back within 1 in this third frame. Carrier puts that in to the Trojans' end. Great job by Sawyer to level the boom on the defenseman. Dislodge that puck. Perosny gets hit up high, and if he doesn't take a retaliatory penalty, Sierra's going to go on the power play, as that's got to be a head contact. Perosny tried to get the shot away, and he was hit up right in the head, and the official was quick to call a penalty. So Spruce Grove's number 17, Brody Baker, will join his teammates to make it Three's Company in the penalty box, and your Sierra Iceman will go on the power play. Face-off won by Sierra, back to Colomb. Colomb sifts it into Porozny. Porozny can't get a handle of it, but Baines grabs it, moves it back up to Colomb. Colomb across to Ferris on the half wall. Shot through traffic, and Smith was screening, but that went wide of the net. Baines will cycle that down to the half wall to Porozny. Porozny curls around top, looking back door. Porozny centering pass to Smith on net, and Terry able to steer that into the corner through traffic, back to the point to Colomb. Colomb through traffic, and Ferris looking for the puck as Terry is able to cover that up and get a well-deserved whistle. So the Trojans will sub out the forward unit. Defenseman will stay out for the Trojans, and the first power play unit will stay out for Coach Ferris. Another face-off won by Porozny. Valuable zone time here. The face-off wins on the power play. Ferris on the half wall moves it down low to Smith. Back up to Ferris. Colomb with a shot in low, and Smith able to jam that free. Get it over to Baines on the near wall. Back up top to Colomb. That jumps over his stick, and he's going to have to chase it back out to the neutral zone. Spruce Grove chips it back in to Sierra. To Sierra territory, and Sierra having to come all the way back in below the goal line as Baines will bring it out to center. Baines on the zone entry. Button hooks back to Binder. Binder drops it down the wall to Baines. Baines doesn't get all of that shot as he tried to go short side on Terry up over the blocker, and Terry easily covers that up for another whistle. Quinnett, Knapsick, and Binder, the second power play unit. Nice shot by Homulus, or a nice shot by Sawyer. Nice hard low shot. Stopped on the way. Stopped on the way to the net. Knapsick trying to drag that puck through to the front of the net. He's hounded into the corner by a Spruce Grove defender. Binder with the puck on the near boards. Binder looking at his options. Forced the turnover by the Trojans, and they clear it all the way down the ice with 1:47 remaining in the 5-on-4 now. Coach Ferris able to get both power play units out here for quite a bit of power play time. Not even a 1-3 neutral zone penalty kill by Spruce Grove as they're content to keep all four players at that time at the Spruce Grove blue line. Sawyers brings that puck in. He's hounded off the puck. Spruce Grove easily gets that puck back out in the neutral zone for Colomb to regather. Colomb up to Sawyers. Sawyers to Binder. Binder shakes off his man, gets some room into the corner, moves that around to the opposite boards, and Colomb has to be quick to get over to the puck. Colomb keeps it in. Colomb chips it out over the blue line, and his centering pass doesn't work, and Spruce Grove will barrel that back into the Sierra zone. First power play unit back out here for the remaining 40 seconds of the power play. Smith stays on side as Porozny dances into the offensive zone. Sierra slows things down here as Baines moves it back to Colomb. Colomb to Ferris. Shot on net. Kicked aside by Terry. Ferris ties the puck up. Smith with the puck. Smith hounded. Looking, moves it down low to Baines, and that's intercepted by a Spruce Grove player and cleared back into the neutral zone. 11 seconds remaining as Colomb moves it to Baines, over to Porozny. The penalty almost expiring as Porozny gets chopped as he enters the zone. Baines sails that over the net. Pass from Porozny. Smith trying to move that down low. That doesn't work. Great shot by Colomb, hopping off the wall. But that sails wide. Baines is going to get called for hooking here as he hounded the Spruce Grove player who was trying to enter it. He's trying to dump it into the zone. I believe it's going to be Baines going for hooking. So another power play to the Spruce Grove Trojans in a 1-goal game with 9:15 remaining in the third period. Well, if there was ever a time to seize the moment here for Spruce Grove, it would be now. You're in a 1-goal game, plenty of time left, and you just got a power play to tie this game up. Spruce Grove has scored 1 goal on the power play today. Good job by Bender to tie up the neutral zone, and that puck goes off his shin pads and is dumped back into the Trojans' end. Bender, Giamaroli, Carrero, and Carrier on the ice. Spruce Grove just softly dumps that puck into the Sierra zone. Sierra picks it up, a wraparound, and Perkis had to be sharp to get his left pad over and keep that out. Tip pass, and Perkis able to get his pad on it and close the 5-hole as that shot was tipped on the way to the cage. Gwinnett runs his man into the end boards and lines another guy up who gets his hands up on Gwinnett. Gwinnett gets right back up. Foot tries to get that out to no avail. The puck back up to the top. 45 seconds left in the penalty to Baines for hooking. A power play to the Trojans here as they try to tie up the game. 5-4 lead in favor of your Icemen. Shots on goal 34-22 in this third period as Gwinnett hounds his man at the blue line and forces the puck all the way down as Knapczyk will give chase. Knapczyk gets possession. He's going to rag the puck. Almost gets run over by a Spruce Grove player who had him lined up. Knapczyk jumped to the ice. Spruce Grove finally able to recover the puck with 7 seconds remaining in the penalty to Baines. Centering pass doesn't connect as Carrero runs into the official as he's checked off the puck. Baines back out of the penalty box, fired it on net, and Terry had to be sharp to steer that aside and keep it out. Good shot by Baines. Back to 5-on-5 as Carrero good to tie his man up and prevent a possible breakaway there. Carrero moves it to Porosny. Porosny, nifty move to Baines. Baines brings it over, tries to drag it around a defender. That's picked up by Sawyers. Sawyers without his stick now as that shot went wide. Porosny tries to recover the puck. Good job by Porosny to close off the wall. Sawyers recovers his stick and he'll finish his check along the end wall. Good job by Foot to steer that centering pass by Spruce Grove to the back into the neutral zone. Binder picks it up, looks for an option, doesn't connect with Porosny, but Foot tries to move that to Baines. Spruce Grove will pick that up. And the centering pass doesn't work, and that's going to go all the way down for icing. So with 5:57 left in this third period, a 1-goal lead for your Icemen. The faceoff will be to the left of Terry. So we see a different configuration now. Gwinnett now centering in line with Giamaroli and Binder. Gwinnett in to take the draw. Spruce Grove wins that, but Giamaroli centering pass. He gets it back and tries to center a pass to Binder, but that was on his backhand. Giamaroli up top to Foot. His shot off a Spruce Grove forward. Binder gets taken down and moved off the puck below the goal line. Spruce Grove comes back out. Spruce Grove enters the zone. Good job by Colomb to step up. And a hit along the end boards as it looks like Brandon Foot is down in some discomfort as he was taken into the end boards awkwardly. And an infraction has in fact been called, so your Sierra Iceman will go on the power play. As Winston Rivard, number 7, one of their top forwards, goes off for boarding. So aggressive on the forecheck is Rivard. Takes foot into the boards. And as a result, your Icemen are back on the power play here with a 1-goal lead. Pass down low to Smith. That goes below the goal line. Picked up by Baines. Baines to Cologne. Back to Baines on the near half wall. Centering pass doesn't work, and Porozny will grab that and haul that down. Porozny gets free back up to Cologne. Cologne through traffic. Right to Ferris. And the rebound goes to Smith, and he deposits it into the net past Perry. So a power play goal by your Iceman. Good job by the Iceman here on this power play. Making short work of it. Good job with puck retrieval. Not panicking. A face-off win in the offensive zone. A couple shots that were steered aside through traffic, but recovered by the Icemen. Couple shots in close by Porozny and Smith able to get the power play goal. So I believe it's going to be Cologne from it's going to be Smith from Cologne and Porozny. Time of the goal 15:07. Another pass, great job by Porozny to find Gwinnett right in the slot, and Terry is able to snag that for a whistle. So Sierra not down there, back to 5-on-5 and looking for more here, as the shots now have jumped up to 37-22 in favor of your Iceman. Good job by Knapczyk to get himself out of that fray of bodies and be able to get a good shot away. Knapczyk down low to Gwinnett. Gwinnett evades a check. Back to 5-on-5, but Spruce Grove playing like a collapsed 5-on-5 here. It still looks as if Sierra is on the power play. Knapczyk pins his man against the boards as Gwinnett in support on the strong side of the puck to try to retrieve the puck. Gwinnett still gets it free himself, brings it to the front of the net, and a penalty is going to be called for roughing. So Gwinnett will go off for roughing. Knapczyk able to get himself off the wall towards the front of the net, but the official was observing the extracurricular activity behind the play, and Gwinnett will go to the box for roughing. 4:05 remaining in this third frame. Your Sierra Iceman up by 2. But Spruce Grove given another opportunity to cut the Sierra lead to 1. Trojans move the puck around. That pass to the point was fanned on by a defenseman who slams his stick in disgust as the puck goes all the way back down the ice. Spruce Grove knows that they need to capitalize on this power play in order to draw back within 1, but as I say that, the puck goes all the way down for icing. So the defensive coach for Spruce Grove is going to throw on a new defensive pairing as Giamaroli, Binder, Ferris, and Brandon Foote have done a good job. This penalty kill, the 25 seconds into this penalty to Gwinnett for roughing. Spruce Grove has been unable to set up in the Sierra zone. Spruce Grove will bring the puck in. Good job by Foote to get his stick on it and force a turnover, but as a result, he sails that one up into the netting. So the faceoff will be back in deep in the Iceman zone, but good job by Brandon Foote to force the turnover and try to get the puck down the length of the ice. Binder in to take the draw. It's won by Spruce Grove. Giamaroli finishes his check hard on the Spruce Grove defenseman, who knows that Giamaroli's coming again, and surveys his options as Giamaroli was closing in on him a second time. Good job by Brandon Foote to try to smother the puck along the end boards and kill off some time as Ferris swaps positions with his D partner. Ferris loses an edge, gets back to his feet as the puck is worked left to right to the near boards. Not handled by the Spruce Grove defenseman, who has to curl away from pressure as Giamaroli was hounding him again. Centering pass through the slot, goes to the opposite side. This penalty kill unit for Coach Ferris has been out here a minute and a half and is probably going to be out here for the remainder of the penalty to Gwinnett. Killing almost the full 2 minutes here as Brandon Foote gets the puck and now sends it down the length of the ice as Coach Ferris gets the puck. Spruce Grove gets the puck with 10 seconds remaining in the penalty to Gwinnett, but unfortunately for them, iced the puck. So great job by the penalty killers of Giamaroli, Binder, Foote, and Ferris, as those penalty killers have single-handedly killed off almost the entire penalty to Gwinnett. As I say that, Gwinnett is released from the sin bin, and we are back to 5-on-5. Colomb over to his D partner for this shift, Carrero. Good job by Sawyers to pin his man to the boards as Baines comes in to retrieve the puck. Back up to the point to Colomb. Colomb will move that down to the half wall to Baines. He's hounded, but gets it down to Smith. Smith in pursuit will tie up his man. He's helped out by Sawyers, who brings the puck free to the half wall. Baines trying to get the puck through the legs of a Spruce Grove the defender, and he would have been all alone in front of Terry. Good job by Colomb and Carrero to not let the Spruce Grove defender get between them, and Perkis covers the puck. It's essentially a 1-on-2, and Spruce Grove forward just trying to make something out of nothing and get to the front of the net. A minute 23 remaining in this third period. Shots on goal now a commanding 38-23 in favor of your Icemen, as the puck is up to the Iceman blue line, but no further. That puck is kept in by a pinching Trojan defenseman. Jammed back down the boards below the goal line momentarily before Sierra is able to gently sift that down into Trojan territory. Good job by the Icemen here to prevent Spruce Grove from mounting any type of offense here with 39 seconds remaining in this final frame. Oh, great job by Gwinnett. Reverse pass to Knapsick, and he caught Terry off the post, and he almost buried one short side on the netminder. Great pass by Gwinnett. And Knapsick is looking up at the sky as he saw the open cage and can't believe he didn't bury that one. So the final 19.7 seconds remaining on the clock for your Sierra Icemen 6-4 lead. And your Sierra Icemen will go to a 4-0 in tiering, 5-0 overall with that exhibition win to start the season against this same Spruce Grove Trojans game or team. And Spruce Grove pulls the goalie. 1.3 seconds remaining, and everybody is released from the prisoner's box with 1.3 seconds remaining. A influx of players back onto the ice, freed from the penalty box as the face-off to the right of Perkis. And your Sierra Icemen will extend their record to 5-0 with a 6-4 win over the Spruce Grove Trojans from the TransAlta Tries Leisure Center in Spruce Grove, Alberta. Final shots on goal, 38 for your Sierra Icemen and 23 for the Spruce Grove Trojans. I'm sure there will be a few talking points for Coach Ferris after this game. One most likely being disciplined or undisciplined penalties, or penalties in the offensive zone, as well as just giving Spruce Grove too many opportunities to get back in the game. But at any rate, your Sierra Icemen strike 6 times. Final score of 6-4 from Spruce Grove, Alberta on this Sunday afternoon. So we look forward to seeing you or having you join us here in the next game for your Sierra Icemen as they continue on in this 25-26 season. Thanks again for tuning in.